Hello students, welcome to Biology Bites. Let's simplify biology. Today we will discuss about the topic nutrition, which is first topic of class 10 life processes. So let us begin with this topic. Okay students, so let us start with nutrition. You should know what is nutrition. Nutrition means the food which is consumed by various organisms to survive. Nutrition is of basically two types. The first one is autotrophic nutrition, and the second type of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition. I will discuss in detail first autotrophic nutrition. First of all, you should know that this type of nutrition takes place in which organism? As we know, then on earth, plants, animals, and microorganisms are there. The green plants, they are the only living organisms which can perform or which can prepare their food. For preparing the food, they need some raw material. And all the raw material like carbon dioxide, water, and various other nutrients they will take from the environment. And what they will make? They will make glucose, which is further converted into starch and stored in the various parts of a plant. Okay, now let us see the next process, that is photosynthesis. Now you have already studied about this term, photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photo means light, and synthesis means to make. So the process known as photosynthesis, with the help of this, they will perform their all tasks. Now let us see what is the proper equation. The proper equation is CO2 plus H2O. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, this process will complete. And what will be the byproduct? That is C6H12O6. And of course, release of oxygen gas. Now, let us see, in this class, we should not write this equation. We should balance this equation. In examination, whenever it is asked, you have to write this equation, where number of carbon will be 6, number of hydrogen molecules will be how much? 6 to the 12, and after that it is 12. So number of hydrogen 12, and number of oxygen, it will be 6 to the 12, and 12 plus 6, 18. So this is the balanced equation of photosynthesis. Now the question arises that from where sunlight and chlorophyll they will get. Actually, sunlight, though, it will be given by the sun. Chlorophyll, it is present in one organelle which is known as chloroplast. So let us see chloroplast. What is that? That is one of the organelles which is present only inside the plant cell. And inside the chloroplast, the green pigment known as chlorophyll is present, which is actually It is trapping the sunlight. It will trap the sunlight and help in further process. Now, let us see what is the structure of your chloroplast. So, chloroplast, it is double membrane. Let us discuss about the chloroplast. Chloroplast, it is one of the organelles which is present inside the plant cell. Let us see its structure. It is most of the time oval in shape and it is double membrane structure. Okay. It is also known as semi-autonomous organelle. It is known as semi-autonomous. What do you mean by that? Semi-autonomous means it is having its own DNA. DNA is present. That is the meaning of semi-autonomous. If we will look into the internal structure, we will see that it is not empty. It is having some structures, or you will see it is like a pile of a coins. If you will suppose place five rupees coins one above the other, you will see this type of pile. So they are present inside the chloroplast, and all these are attached with one another. They are having the connection with each other. So let us label this diagram. So this chloroplast, it is having these green structures. They are known as thylakoid. And they are not present single. They are present in a bunch. So the bunch of thylakoid is known as granum. Granum, it is singular. And grana is the plural one. Means many grana are present inside. Each grana, it is connected with one another with a strand. It is known as stroma. It is known as stroma lamella. And the base, it is known as matrix or stroma. Now, why I am explaining this diagram? Actually, in your previous classes, you have studied that photosynthesis takes place in presence of sunlight. But in this class, you will came to know that the photosynthesis is actually takes place in 2 steps. These 2 steps are known as the steps in photosynthesis. So what are the 2 steps? Let us see. It is the dark reaction and the light reaction. Dark reaction and the light reaction. Let us talk about first the light reaction. How or what takes place in this reaction, that we will study in later classes. But this time you should know that the light reaction takes place inside the thylakoid, while the dark reaction, it takes place inside the stroma. Whatever the light are absorbed by the chloroplast, what they will do? It will help in the release of electrons. And these electrons are actually moving from one step to another. Okay, now let us see what are the raw materials which are required for the photosynthesis. So the raw materials required for the photosynthesis are the raw materials which are required for photosynthesis are, as we know, that it is water, and all of you know, I think, how you will write water, H2O. Second is carbon dioxide. And the third important raw material, it is, of course, the various nutrients. Okay. Now, basically, let us see what was the role of water. Water is actually doing a very important work. It is split into its ions, that is H plus and OH minus. Release of electron will be there, and that actually transfer for the light reaction. The breaking of the water molecule, it is known as photolysis. Okay, so the electrons which are produced, they are actually doing the function of light reaction. ATP will produce NADPH. That we will study later. Now, carbon dioxide. What is the role of carbon dioxide? Actually, carbon dioxide help in the formation of carbohydrate. Which carbohydrate? The simplest carbohydrate which is formed inside the plant, it is glucose, and later on it will be converted into starch. Okay. Now, the next point is that how these materials are entering inside the plant. These materials, first of all, the water. Water is actually absorbed by the root. By which tissue? Xylem tissue. Now, how the carbon dioxide enter inside the plant? Carbon dioxide will enter inside the plant through stomata. Now, what is stomata? Stomata, they are actually the small holes. Let us talk about stomata. The stomata, they are the tiny holes which are present on the surface of a leaf. I think all of you have seen leaves. So, the leaf, normally, if you will see, you will not see any holes. But under the microscope, you will see that it is having very, very tiny holes. And through these tiny holes, actually, the exchange of gases takes place. Which gas will enter? Through these stomata, carbon dioxide will enter, and of course, oxygen will release out. So, function of stomata is exchange of gases. And another important function is transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration means whatever the extra amount of water is there, it will get evaporated from the surface of the leaf. We will study that later on. Then we will study about the transportation in plants. Now, let us see the structure of stomata. Now, the structure of stomata, if you will see, it is basically made up of two kidney-shaped guard cells. And students, you are having a proper practical also to find out or to make a temporary slide of stomata. And it is surrounded by the cells, which are known as epidermal cells. And these stomata, it will have a chlorophyll also. Chlorophyll pigment is present inside it. So these two kidney-shaped cells, they are known as what? They are known as guard cells. and these are known as epidermal cells. And this whole, it is known as stoma. So we are discussing about the structure of stomata. And inside the leaf, millions of these stomata are present. These stomata, how they will open and close. Opening and closing of stomata, this is the important point. Opening and closing of stomata is regulated by water. So we can say the other function of water is that it regulates the opening and closing of stomata. Now after that, let us discuss about what are the factors which will affect the photosynthesis. So the factors which are affecting the photosynthesis, we will discuss about it. Factors affecting photosynthesis. Now we will discuss about this topic. So in this, the first is sunlight. The second is temperature. The third one is carbon dioxide. And of course, the fourth one is water. Now, let us quickly see how all these factors are responsible. Now, solar radiation. Solar radiation, they are directly coming from the sun. And we know only the 2% of solar energy is utilized for which process? Photosynthesis. Okay, remaining it will just reflect that. And we know that the sunlight, it consists of how many colors? It is actually white light, but it consists of 7 colors. They combinedly form which color? White color. Now, out of violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, the green wavelength, it is reflected by. The light which is absorbed, maximum photosynthesis takes place in the blue and red region. Okay, if light intensity will increase, of course, the photosynthesis will also increase. Photosynthesis will increase after a limit, but after some time, it will drop down after reaching to up to optimum phase, or it will go to particular intensity, and after that the rate will start decreasing. Okay, now we will talk about temperature. Now we will discuss about how the temperature will affect the photosynthesis process. If the temperature will increase, then increase in temperature will low down the or decrease the process of photosynthesis. Decrease rate of photosynthesis. Why? The reason, if the reason is asked, you should know. What is the reason? The reason is that as the temperature increases, the enzymes which involved in photosynthesis will become denatured. And due to denaturation, the process will decrease. The rate will decrease. Now let us talk about the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is also a limiting factor. At low temperature, we know that 0.03% to 0.04%. This much carbon dioxide is available. But if this will increase, it doesn't mean that carbon dioxide will increase the photosynthesis process. Actually, if the carbon dioxide concentration will increase, then it will become very toxic to the plant. Photosynthesis will decrease. If CO2 increase, the photosynthesis rate will decrease. The photosynthesis rate, after certain limit, it will just inhibit the rate decreases. Okay. Now, if we will, let us talk about the last important factor which is affecting the photosynthesis, that is water. So where plant is getting water? From, of course, from that soil. And water, it is with the process known as photolysis is initiating the process of photosynthesis or responsible for light reaction. And second thing, it is responsible for closing and opening of stomata. If the stomata will be closed, then of course it will decrease down. So these all are the factors. In my next lecture, I will discuss about the various experiments which we will perform to identify that how these all factors are responsible. Means we are having a proper practical or experiments to show that how these factors affect the rate of photosynthesis. So have a good day. Thanks. Please like and share this video.